Hello everybody, welcome to my first Latin tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about the first declension. Now you may be wondering, what is a declension? A declension is a group of endings that tell the use of a noun. An English example of this would be the possessive apostrophe s or the s apostrophe. These endings on a noun in English tell how the noun is used. There are different endings in both the singular and the plural in a declension, just as in um, English with the apostrophe s in the singular and s apostrophe in the plural. Latin nouns can belong to one of 5 declensions, but in this recording we're just going to focus on the first of the 5. There are 5 cases in each declension: the nominative, which is the subject case; the genitive, which is the possessive case; the dative, which is the indirect object case; the accusative, which is the direct object case; and the ablative, which has many uses, which will be covered later, but it is best to learn them now so we learn it as a part of the declension so you don't have to learn it later. In one of the notes pods on the bottom left, I have written down all of the endings. So in the nominative, we have a, genitive, a, dative, a. In the accusative, we have and the ablative, a. Now that is all in the singular. In the plural, we have different endings. And so the nominative is a, the genitive is arum, the dative is is, the accusative is as, and the ablative is is. Now you add these endings onto the stem of a Latin noun to change the meaning of the noun. So I'm just going to give some examples here. So let's put this notes pod, make this a little bit smaller. Now I have a Latin workspace pod in the middle. So let's choose a word from the Latin vocabulary I have in the bottom right here. Let's choose nauta. So the stem of nauta is naut, N-A-U-T. All right, now we're working this singular. The nominative is naut, that's the stem. And then if we look at the nominative ending here, nominative singular, we just add a, nauta. The genitive, naut, and then we just add ae, which is pronounced a. It's a little bit confusing, but you'll get the hang of it as we continue. A, the dative, naute, accusative, nautam, ablative, nauta. All right, so that's the singular. It's pretty easy. Let me just go through and write the translation of this. This would be the subject. It would be sailor. This one would be possessive, and it would mean of the sailor. This would be the indirect object. I'm just going to put IO, and it means to or for the sailor. The accusative here is the direct object, and it means sailor. Well, that's how I translate it in English. And then nauta, which would mean, just to give some examples, by, with, in the sailor. But we're not going to focus on that, like I said before. So now we have the plural. The nominative is naute, the genitive is nautarum, the dative is nautis, the accusative, is nautas, and the ablative is nautis. All right. Naute is the subject, it means sailors. Nautarum, possessive of the sailors. The dative is the indirect object, to, for the sailors. Direct object, sailors. And then the ablative. All right, so there you have it. This is how you put the how you decline a first declension noun. Let's do this a couple more times with different words just to get the hang of it a little bit easier. I won't be writing it in the same format, but I suppose you'll still understand. Let's try porta. If you remove the A, we have port as our stem. Porta, that's the nominative singular. Porte, porte, portam, porta. That is all the singular endings. All right. Now in the plural, we have, sorry, I'm just, porte, portarum, portis, portas, portis. All right. And then just one more example. Let's take the word terra. You have terra. Remove the A, that's your stem. Let's see. Terra, terre, terre, terram, terra, terre, terrarum, terris, terras, terris. Just fix that. There we go. All right. Now these words would mean terra would mean the sailor, terre the of the sailor, terre in the genitive would mean 2 or 4. Oh, forgive me. It's land or earth. So it mean terra would mean land, terre would mean of the land, terre in the genitive dative would mean 2 or 4 the land, terram would be the accusative, which would mean land, and then terra by with in the land. And then the same in the plural, except it's lands and not land. All right, now I'm just going to give maybe 2 examples of this in use. So it'll make a little more sense within the context. Okay. Oops, that's red. I do not want to be writing in red. Naute, vident, terram. Normally in Latin, well, let's just look at this sentence first. So we have the word naute, which is a form of nauta, which means sailor. And then we have terram, which is a form of terra, which means land. Now in the middle, this middle word here is actually a verb. We'll cover those later. For now, you just need to know that vident means they see. All right. Now let's look at naute. What does it mean? Well, naute can be one of 3 options. It can be the genitive singular, the dative singular, and the nominative plural. Now this is where Latin can be very confusing, but I will just let you know that within the context of this sentence, you can see that naute is the nominative plural. You can see that mainly because the word vident means they see, therefore it has to take a plural subject. So the sailors, oops, why does it keep writing in red? The sailors see. Now, that's just because we know that the word vident means they see, so we can add see right onto the end. Now we look at the word terram. If we look at the ending, we have am. Back on our chart here, if you look at the accusative singular, I'm just going to put it in bright pink. That is am. That means that terram is the accusative case, which means that it is the direct object of the sentence. It answers who or what the action is being done to. So the sailors see what? What are the sailors seeing? The sailors see the land. There we go, just like that. That is the complete translation of the sentence. Let's just do one more. Let's use some different words. Oh, well, I guess we'll use some of the same ones. Naute, vident, glory, gloriam, porte. All right. So here we have vident again, which means they see. Now we have naute again. That's probably going to be our subject, so let's write it. The sailors see. Who or what do they see? Let's look at the gloriam here. It's in the accusative singular, which means it is the direct object. They see the glory. And then we have porte here. Let's see. Now porte can either be the genitive singular or the dative singular. It can't be nominative because we already have a subject. So it would be silly to say the sailors see the glory to the gate, or they see the glory for the gate, so it must be they see the glory of the gate. Now gates don't exactly have glory, but I'm just working with the words that we have here. All right, so hopefully this now makes sense to you. We'll continue to practice this in another video, along with introducing the second declension next time. All right, that is the end of this recording, and I don't know what to say now. So goodbye and good luck.